play for 80 minutes.
All the best, coach.
Thank you very much.
Coach, Dancy Kuta back to the squad. How is this going to affect or impact the team?
Yeah, for us it's important to get our senior guys back, and for us it's also good giving them back after the seventh. Yeah, it's having a positive influence on the players, especially in this break period. And I think it's playing a massive role in the way we want to play.
Now, you're playing a Queen side that has just come from beating Impala last weekend. Did you see anything that you might maybe spot and, take advantage of?
Yeah, there's a few things that we took a look at. We're going to try to exploit that mistakes that they made. But still, Quincy is a good team. I think they've worked a lot on their shortcomings and stuff. But we're just going to focus on our game plan that we've worked out for this game and see what happens here.
And if it rains, do you think that will affect your play in any way? Because it might.
You know, the western side, it rains more than in Nairobi. So, yeah, it's been raining a lot in Kakamega also. Yeah, we trained a lot with a wet ball, trying to minimize mistakes and see how we can play into rain. So, we've got a plan B if the rain comes. But hopefully, the rain won't come and spoil the game for us here.
All the best, coach.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and that is for you, the interviews from the two coaches. Remember, it's winner take all. There is nothing like bonus point here. It's whoever wins advances to the final. So if the score ends 3 points to 0 or 6-3 or 9-8 or 10-9, whoever wins carries the day. So two blockbuster semi-finals being played on Gong Road. Remember the other game between Impala Saracens and KCB just across the fence at Impala Club. And Queens, the hosts, taking on Kabras Sugar. Just to remind you that these two teams did meet early in the season in the Kenya Cup, with Kabras winning 21 points to 3, and Kabras chasing a league and cup double. Same with Queens, who last week did beat Impala 29-24 to advance to the semi-finals of the Kenya Cup, where they'll play KCB next weekend, while Kabras will await Mwamba at the Kakamega Showground. The two teams are in the tunnel. Patrice Agunda there leading out Queens, Mark Sadaka leading out Kabras Sugar in the yellow and black. Remember, Queens did beat Kabras in the 2015 Enterprise Cup game, winning that game 39 points to 30. Last year, Kabras lost to Impala by 16 points to 13, as Queens were bundled out. Remember, the defending champions, Homeboys, lost out to Queens in the pre-quarterfinals, while Queens did beat Black Blood 55 points to 0, while Kabras Sugar did beat Nondis 21 points to 11. The Queens players singing their anthem here. Center stand is jam-packed, but there are very wide open spaces in other parts of the ground here. Charles Kadovilis has tweaked his side here. 4 changes in the team. Melvin Thairu comes in, Alex Olaba is also in, David Semwami in, William Baka ruled out for the remainder of the season with a metatarsal injury he got last week against Impala, as Kabras do their last warm-ups also. Who will carry the day in this encounter here at the RFUEA Ground? A lot at stake. Remember, we are into the business stage of the season. Next week we do have the Kenya Cup semi-finals, with the final on May 18th. And of course the Enterprise Cup final on May 25th. The Kenya Cup and Enterprise Cup matches have been interspaced together. I was a feeling that the Enterprise Cup was losing its shine. Our match referee is Victor Odwor, and Kabras will be playing, I think, from right to left. Queens will be playing from left to right here at the RFUEA Ground. We shall be updating you on the other semi-final across the fence at the Impala Club between Impala and KCB. Remember, it's a semi-final weekend, so the winners advance to the final on the 25th of May, which is approximately 3 weeks from today. So action about to get underway. It's overcast here. We don't know if the rains are going to come later in the course of the afternoon. Laila Seligwa there Victor Odwor is our first referee, center referee, I beg your pardon, and is being assisted by Linus Kinuthia and Duncan Kioko. Victor Odwor, a no-nonsense official. And things get underway here. Ilala Siligo with the kickoff. Won there by Kabras Sugar. Claude Johannes. And Queen just attempting to hold him up there, but the maul has formed. So it's going to be, is it going to be a Queen's ball or a Kabras ball there, because Johannes was held up. Very good defense there from Harlequins. Charles Cadoville is the man in your picture facing his former side. Remember, he led them to the Kenya Cup final last year, losing to KCB 29 points to 24. And also led them to the Enterprise Cup final in 2017, where they lost to KCB. We'll be checking the history books to see when was the last time Queens won the Enterprise Cup, because we know for a fact that Kabras haven't won it. They have been in 1 or 2 finals, but they are yet to win the Enterprise Cup, which is Kenya's oldest cup competition. If I'm not wrong, started in 1923.
Well, actually, William Zuguna, it started in 1930, has been played every year since, with the exception of 1953 because of the emergency rule during the colonial times, and 1987 because of the 4th All Africa Games, which were hosted in Nairobi. Nondi's RFC, I believe, is the club that was founded in 1923.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Mike.
This is early action here as you just catch a glimpse of both sets of players. Johnston Mungao has struggled with injury for Kabras this season. His starting appearances have been far and few between. This is John Ekubu with the ball. Plays it through to Kevin Keegan. Finds himself on the wing against his former club, Kenya Harlequin. Ball is distributed out wide. Early line break from Kabras Sugar. We're barely a minute or two into the match here. William Juguna, what is your outlook for this game?
It's going to be a real humdinger of a contest here. Whoever will get ascendancy in the forwards and will take their chances, I think will carry the day. Discipline also will be very key. We saw it last week in the Gong Road Derby in the Kenya Cup playoff, where Impala had 2 players sent to the bin. It really stifled them. So discipline, I think, will have to be key on both sides. Remember, it's winner take all. Whoever wins this game advances to the final of the Enterprise Cup, as Philip Okorach looks for territory and gets a kick right into the corner there. And Kabras, you know, have a devastating maul, which has worked to very good effect in this season. Kabras playing from right to left in the yellow and black, Queens playing from left to right here at the RFUEA Ground. Enterprise Cup weekend, live action here at the RFUEA Ground. As Kabras now set up this attacking line out, Max Adaka. It's won there by Dan Sikuta, back in the Kenya Sevens setup. And Diambo there. Tanga finds Wokorach. Good run there from Kabras Sugar. Going through the phases here, Tanga again. And this should be an opening try for Kabras Sugar. And John Ekubu gets the opening try for Kabras Sugar, as Frank Wanyama just looks up to the sky and wonders what has gone wrong there for Queens. Was a well-worked move from that from the set piece, from the line out. And Kabras make their intentions known very early there with the mini school of fans who've traveled all the way from Kakamega, or those who are in Nairobi, celebrating that early score. Try scored there by John Ekubu. Good work there from Felix Ayange. And John Ekubu was able to finish that and get Kabras on the scoreboard. So it's 5 points to 0 there. Wokorach to Ayange, and Ayange with a good pass there to John Ekubu. And Kabras in the lead. Early days yet, but Kabras making the intentions very known early.
Well, William Juguna, as you rightfully stated, there was some great interplay there that eventually saw Felix Ayange set up John Ekubu for the opening try. Philip Wokorach bracing himself for the conversion. Sails between the sticks. Kenya Harlequin with the early deficit. They are trailing Kabras by 7 points to 0. But still all of 76 minutes to play in this match. As you just catch a glimpse of some of the Kabras supporters here. Some from Nairobi, some from Kakamega, cheering their team on as it remains in pursuit of the league and cup double. Remember, they are still in contention for the Kenya Cup. And should they win next weekend's semi-final against Mwamba, they will host the final in Kakamega on the 18th of May. The play continues here. The ball claimed by, that was Johannes. Ball booted downfield by Philip Wokorach. And just to mention to the viewers that the Kenya Cup final will be live from wherever venue it will be. Ball booted downfield. Eventually, Laila Siligwa returns the favor. Is claimed once again by the Kabras backs. This is Wokorach. Brings in the try scorer, Jone Kubu, with a show and go. Brilliant interplay that sets up Nick Baraza. Beautiful reverse pass there as the continuity is maintained by the Sugarmen. Baraza also up against his former teammates here. Ball eventually claimed from the floor. Kabras continue to surge forward. Going in pursuit of a second try as they look to build their lead in this match. Remember, this is knockout rugby. You lose today, you are out of contention. This is the Enterprise Cup, competition that once used to comprise of teams from across the country. And as we speak, this is George Nyambua going over for the second try for the Sugarmen. They are now 12-0 up. Statement of intent, William Juguna, I believe, has been sent by the team from Kakamega.
Queens yet to fire a shot in this opening 6 minutes or so. They are yet to even touch their hands on the ball. And Kabras do get a second try there, George Nyambua. And it all started with that brilliant break by Jone Kubu, combining very well with Nick Baraza. And George Nyambua gets the second try of the afternoon for Kabras Sugar. And Queens have a lot of work to do. They can't afford to let this lead balloon into the 20s here, because Kabras now have started this game like a house on fire, and they lead by 12 points to 0 with the conversion kick to come. Queens yet to settle in this game, and we saw it last week against Impala Michael Kwambo. They got the opening try, but for 20-25 minutes Impala really dominated, and only Queens responded in the final 10 minutes of the first half, and they were able to gain momentum and ascendancy in the second half to win that game. But so far it's a very sluggish start here from Charles Kadovilis' Charges, and Kabras leading by 12 points to 0 now with the conversion kick to come by Philip Wokorach.
He is all concentration there in his run-up to the conversion attempt. We'll just catch a shot there of Patrice Agunda, the Queens captain. Is on the floor receiving treatment. This kick is sliced by the Ugandan international. Sails wide. The scores remain 12-0 in favor of Kabras. And as we were talking earlier, William Juguna, the Enterprise Cup in its previous years used to feature teams from East Africa. But over the years whittled down with the decline of the game, especially in Uganda and Tanzania. It now became an all-Kenyan affair. Last time we did have a Ugandan team playing the Kenya Cup in the Enterprise Cup was a while back in the early 2000s, but the action here continues. Laila Siligwa with the restart. That ball looked to have traveled forward. Yes, it did. The advantage is with Queens. The penalty is quickly taken by Kevin Angote. He surges forward. This is Dominic Osino, former Kabras man. Plays it through to Melvin Thairu.
First Queens attack of the afternoon. Mike Onsando carries the ball a couple of meters ahead. Osino, Asiligwa. Oh, and the ball is lost there by David Amunya. He was trying to look for opportunity there, but it's ball won there by Kabras Sugar. Victor Odor going to give a call there for an infringement.
William Juguna, just feel that the best time for Queens to respond is now. They need to keep in touch with Kabras Sugar. Usually is the best strategy when you're playing against Kabras. You wouldn't want to allow them to race away into a massive lead, because when they get into the mood, they certainly will fly away.
Absolutely, yes. And very key, because they've been known to start very strongly, especially in the first 20-25 minutes. We've seen it this season. And Victor Dwar gives Harlequins a penalty there. There was an early infringement, I think, from the kickoff. And what options do Queens have here? They opt to go to the corner.
Obviously fancying their chances in going for the 5-pointer. That one goes out deep in Kabras territory. Early days yet in this match. Fans just settling into the atmosphere at the RFUEA Ground, which William Juguna is beginning to look green after the recent rains hit Nairobi. Do expect them to continue over the next few weeks. But as we talk, Queens are finding themselves in a promising position. This is Dominic Orsino, plays it close. There will have to be very decisive play from both sides. Is Patrice Agunda, he drives forward. Kabras defending in numbers, but Queens'
arm is out for an advantage, so it's going to be Queens with advantage here. Kabras not on the police offside there, so it's going to be advantage to Queens again. Can they respond and cut the deficit as Siligwa goes to the corner again? Remember, it's Enterprise Cup semi-final weekend. We do have another semi-final being played at the Impala Club, which is stone throw away just across the fence between Impala and KCB, and Queens win that line out again. And once again, the line out was brought down illegally. And Victor Dwar's patience is being tested here. I think the next man to commit that to commit an offense there is going to be sent to the bin. So Kabras will have to watch their discipline. Finally, Queens with some possession and territory. I know it was not the best, but the Queens have that ball there.
Yes, they do. This is Dominic Orsino once again, just plays it tight. Queens obviously looking for that 5-pointer as they look to stay in touch. The ball is played. They look to be a high tackle there on the Queens winger, Daudi Semwami. And he was in a scoring position. Let's just see that again.
There was a high tackle there from Max Adaka.
So we're probably going to see the awarding of a penalty try or not.
Yes, I don't know if the try has been awarded, and Kabras will have to be very careful. Those tackles are being policed by the referees, and Wild Rugby has really urged referees to clamp down on high tackles, especially on the neck area.
Let's catch a glimpse of the Kabras bench, all pensive. The try has been awarded. Daudi Semwami judged to have grounded that ball even as there was a hint of a high tackle, but he did ground the ball. Obviously, conversion being taken there by Laila Siligwa. So Queens have responded through that try from the Ugandan import, Daudi Semwami. And I'm sure all the fans watching in Uganda, Legends in Chadondo, will be happy with the input of their countryman as Lyle Asiligwa's goal attempt sails wide.
Yeah, good effort there by Harlequins just to get back into this game. Still early days, 13.5 minutes gone at the RFUEA Ground. As we catch a glimpse of the fans who are here at the RFUEA Ground here for this Enterprise Cup showdown. Charles Kadoville is there, Benjamin Naimba, Joel Nganga, all part of the Queens bench, keeping a very close eye on proceedings here as Philip Okorach gets the restart underway. Remember, the Enterprise Cup final will be played here at the RFUEA Ground on the 25th of May. Who is it going to be between? Will it be Kabras? Will it be Impala? Will it be Queens? Will it be KCB? And the ball is won there by Kabras Sugar. Max Adaka, ball has been lost there. Melvin Tairu
drives forward there, the former Kenya under-20 international. Dominic Orsino plays it back home to Laila Siligwa, just looking to kick Queens out of that spot of bother. Jone Kubu is back home for Kabras. Turns the favor with a high and hanging kick that goes out into touch. Another lull in play. 12-5 in favor of Kabras over the home side, Quins. This is Enterprise Cup semi-final action coming to you on Bamba Sport from the RFUEA Ground. Just catch a glimpse of the future of Kenya Harlequins, perhaps.
Yeah, probably, yes. The future of Kenya Harlequins.
These are the sons of former Kenya Sevens international Alan Onyango. Played his club rugby at Quins, was a one-club man through and through. Ball is claimed in the air. Quins have seen a lot of the possession. Beautiful pass from the floor as they keep possession alive. Osino has been the busier of the two scrum halves thus far. Aluda Beda also up against his former teammate Kevin Keegan. Finds the floor. Osino brings in players. That's Alex Olaba. Drives forward for Quins. Ball eventually claimed by Patrice Agunda. Spotted the gap and raced another 5 or 6 meters forward. Osino brings it there as Quins looking to build, probably going in search of another try that will certainly cut the deficit. David Ambunya has done well to cut through the Kabras defense. Osino to Melvin Vairu. He steps, he drives forward. Osino looks for that ball, he gets it. Ball was presented. You could see the intent there from Kenya Harlequin. The handling error killed the momentum, but Victor Odwor was playing the advantage. Eric Shikuku did not anticipate that ball. I'm not too sure what he was expecting to do with it. Set up another attack or go for the drop goal. It really didn't matter because Victor Odwor was playing the advantage, and Quins opt to go for the 3 points.
Yeah, Quins opt to go for the 3 points just to narrow the deficit to 4 if this goes through by Lilas Ligwa. Quins getting a bit of momentum now in possession and territory, playing in the right areas, and they need to take their chances here just to reel in Kabras, who made a storming start in the opening 8.5 minutes or 9 minutes of this encounter. Quins responding very well, still very much in this game after 16 minutes here at the RFUEA Ground. So Asiligwa with the penalty attempt, and the penalty attempt from Asiligwa is successful.
Latest score from the Impala club is KCB leading Impala by 7 points to 3. Try scored by Curtis Lilako and converted by Jacob Oje. This after Quinto Ongo had drilled home a penalty for the Saris, who are the home side in that particular semi-final fixture. Here at the RFUEA Ground, it is Kenya Harlequin trailing Kabras Sugar by 12 points to 8. We still have 23 minutes in the first half. There's lots to play for. This is knockout rugby. You lose, you go home. There will be only 2 teams left in contention for East African rugby's oldest competition, the Enterprise Cup, which was first played in 1930. A lot of history behind the Enterprise Cup. We could probably have a whole try-time show dedicated to the Enterprise Cup.
Absolutely, yes. Lots of history, especially with the likes of Nondis, who dominated the Enterprise Cup in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 60s. Benjamin Aimba just casting an eye here. He's the assistant coach here at Harlequins.
And remember, he's also an analyst on Try Time, which airs on Bamba Sport every Wednesday evening.
Yes. And looking nonplussed here. Early days yet as Kabras get that penalty. And what can they do here? Can they respond? Queens have shaded possession and territory in the last couple of minutes. How can Kabras respond back? They lead by 12 points to 8, but we still do have a long way to go. How can Kabras get the maul moving here? Good maul there from Kabras. Queens being told to defend this maul well, and Kabras here. Can they go over the whitewash? It's a try. Try number 3 for Kabras Sugar. Max Adaka with the 3rd try of the afternoon for Kabras Sugar. They lead now by 17 points to 8. And Queens will have to be very careful not to give away penalties. Kabras maul there, very devastating. And that man, the skipper, Max Adaka, the tail end of that maul, goes over the whitewash, takes the score now to 17 points to 8. So it's 3 tries to 1, and we've barely played almost close to 20 minutes here. Michael Kwambo.
Well, definitely emerging as a great contest, although much as Quins was seeing more of the possession, it is Kabras who have been clinical every time they've visited the Quins 22. From 5 visits, they have emerged with 3 tries. Just catch a glimpse there of Henry Duplessis, the Kabras Sugar coach, obviously just sharing instructions with the rest of his technical bench. Philip Wokorach braces himself for the conversion attempt. He has been 50% from his 2 previous kicking attempts. That one sails between the sticks. So he's 2 out of 3 with his kicks this afternoon. As you just see the replay there, this was a furious maul from Kabras Sugar. The captain, Max Adaka, going over for the 5-pointer that puts Kabras 19-8 up here. Let's catch a glimpse of the fans following the proceedings at the RFUEA Ground.
Could be in for a very high-scoring contest, Michael Kwambo, because we've only done 20 minutes and the scores are 19-8. You would expect Queens to bounce back and really make this game a contest.
Definitely, that was the restart from Laila Siligwa. And Kabras seemed to be struggling with the restarts because this time around that was Mario Wilson who struggled retrieving that ball from Laila Siligwa, and we saw him struggle moments earlier from the other restart from Laila Siligwa.
Tony Mutai just having a word with Victor Odwor as Laila Siligwa now lines up this penalty attempt. And as my co-commentator Michael Kwamba said, yes, Kabras really struggling with the kickoffs there, and it's an area of concern for Henry Duplessis. We've come to the business stage of the season, and those are errors which you can't afford, especially in the magnitude of these matches in the Enterprise Cup semis and the Kenya Cup semi-finals. Being played next week, one semi-final in Nairobi, one semi-final in Kakamega. Mwamba making the long trip to Western Kenya to face Kabras, while Queens make the short trip onto the Thika Superhighway to the Lions Den to face KCB.
Yeah, this is Laila Siligwa once again tasked with reducing the deficit for Queens. There was no accuracy on that kick, and it remains 19-8. We are just through the halfway point in the first half here at the RFUEA Ground. This is Enterprise Cup semi-final action coming to you on Bamba Sport, streaming to you on the Bamba Sport social media and YouTube pages as well.
It will be a 22-meter dropout, 22 minutes gone here at the RFUEA Ground. It's Kabras leading by 19 points to 8, 3 tries to 1. Catch a glimpse of former Queens players.
Obviously following the proceedings here keenly. The side is still in contention for the Kenya Cup. This after defeating Impala last weekend by 29 points to 24. Philip Wokorach with the kick back home. It is fielded by Aluda Beda. Just kicks it behind the Queens defense. Ball eventually claimed by Jone Kubu. A bit of a fluff of a pass there, but Kabras do well to keep the ball alive. Wokorach to Ayange. Ayange has men in support but elects to go into contact when Mario Wilson was beckoning for that ball. It doesn't matter because he has set up a platform for his forwards. The ball is eventually cleaned up. Kabras once again in life there. That was Jone Kubu with the kick back home. It's only fielded by Lyle Asiligwa. The high and hanging kick, it used to be called the up and under. It is claimed eventually by Daniel Sikuta, Kenya Sevens international. He was in action for the Kenya Sevens in Hong Kong and Singapore. Would be interesting to see if he makes the final legs in London and Paris. But his attention is focused on the Enterprise Cup. This is Philip Wokorach with a step. He dances through 2 defenders. He has men in support. Offloads it there to his scrum off. Plays the ball out wide. Just catch a glimpse of the anxious Kabras fans who'd like to see the action on the field. Kabras have not yet scored, but certainly causing anxious moments for Queens. Ephraim Odor drives forward. He loses the ball in the tackle. It has not been spotted by the referee. Yes, it has. Hawk-eyed Victor Odor noticing that Ephraim Odor went into contact, spilled the ball as he was tackled by Michael Onsando.
Yes, good moments of play there from Kabras. Philip Wokorach just breaking the defensive line there from Queens. Good line break, and just lack of that finishing ability there from Kabras to get another try, but Kabras just showing their strength in attack there. And Queens dodge a bullet. 24 minutes gone here at the RFUEA Ground. It's Kabras leading by 19 points to 8. 3 tries to 1 on this first Saturday of the month of May 2019. Remember, the winners advance to the Enterprise Cup final on the 25th of May as Dominic Orsino feeds this ball into the scrum. It's a good scrum there from Kabras Sugar, and they get the penalty. Kabras just showing their might up front there in the forwards. They milk a penalty there. And how do Harlequins respond? Nothing really going their way here in this opening 25 minutes of this game. And Kabras now opting to go for the scrum here. Dennis Bugambi there in your picture, watching his former team Queens. Played for Uganda in several Elgon Cup clashes against Kenya.
But he's very much Kenyan, even possesses a Kenyan ID and passport. Probably even Huduma number. But those are issues for another day. Felix Ayange plays it through to Nick Baraza. Strong running from the center. Mario Wilson finds himself in possession and he goes over. Fourth try for Kabras Sugar. That was quickly taken, quick thinking from Kabras Sugar. Find Queens napping, going over for the fourth try. It has been scored by Mario Wilson.
Absolutely good work from Kabras at scrum time, and Mario Wilson with the possession of mind just to put his hand over the whitewash and give Kabras a 24 points to 8 lead. And we still have the conversion kick to come. Michael Kwambo, is this game turning out to be so one-sided? We expected a close contest here, but as things stand, Kabras really enjoying themselves here in the Nairobi sunshine. Conversion kick is good. That takes the score to 26 points to 8. What do Queens have up in their sleeves here? Good work there from Felix Ayange and Nick Baraza combining very well, and the offload there from Nick Baraza to put Mario Wilson over the whitewash. And that takes the score now to 26 points to 8. You just get the feeling that Queens need to score the next try to make this game a contest.
Definitely, we have seen scenarios where there are such big leads, but it's all about keeping in touch with your opponent, and that is what is tasked for Queens. And Philip Wokorach is on 3 out of 4 this afternoon, 75% kicking accuracy.
Better kickoff there from, kickoff reception there from Kabras Sugar. And Wokorach just puts the ball out for safety here. High up there, it's a good kick from him, doesn't find touch, and it's won by Queens. Return the ball with interest. Johnny Kubu, last man there. What does he do now? Beats his first man here and looks to play it out of territory. And it's a good kick from Johnny Kubu. And Charles Kadovilis must be very upset, visibly upset. Charles Kadovilis not liking the way his charges are playing. It's going to be a line-out throw for Queens here. Been under the pump. Kabras with 4 tries and 3 conversions. Edward Oseko going to feed this ball to the line-out here. As we look to update you with the latest score from the Impala Club. Last we checked, it was 7-3 in favor of KCB Misango. Queens need a spark from somewhere here. Dominic Orsino, but the ball has been turned over, but the referee says illegally. So it's Dominic Orsino to go for the quick touch. For the quick touch here, Orsino.
This is Nipi running from the scrum half, going all alone, but crucial meters gained for Kenya Harlequins. Aluda Beda plays it to Melvin Dhairu. He was isolated as he went into contact. His numbers arrive. Daniel Sukuta was just looking to steal that ball, but the penalty advantage remains with Queens. Bit of over-enthusiasm there from Aluda Beda and his former teammate, Jone Kubu. 2 individuals who know each other very well. Queens with a penalty, they elect to kick the ball downfield, down the corner. They too have certainly perfected the art of mauling. Just finding themselves on the receiving end thus far. The ball is claimed by Tony Mutai. That was big defense from Kabras, but it is still Quins in possession. As they look to drive forward, that is Peter Misango.
Good maul there from Queens, and the referee's arm is out for an advantage for a high tackle.
But they continue to drive forward. They are agonizingly close to the Kabras try line. A try now will be critical for them. They certainly will fancy their chances, throwing everything at Kabras, who are defending furiously. Victor Dwar awards a penalty. It was coming. Big question is, do they go for the 3 or do they fancy themselves with going over the chalk for the 5?
Yeah, options here for Queens here. What do they do? Do they go to the corner or do they go? And Laila Siligwa opting to go to the corner here. And Kabras with a bit of defending to do. 10 minutes to the end of the first half remaining here at the RFUEA Ground. It's Kabras leading by 26 points to 8. 4 tries and 3 conversions. They have taken their chances, have been a dominant side so far. And Queens, can they get back into this game? Converted try will take them to within 11 points of Queens of Kabras. Mike Onsando.
The ball is claimed there by Dominic Osino. He plays it through to Melvin Dhairu. Carries it a meter forward for Queens. This is Osino once again. Tony Mutai likes to go another meter forward. The try line is beckoning. This is Peter Misango driving forward. Ball is on the floor. Dhairu has seen a lot of the ball for Queens this afternoon. Osino just marshalling his troops there as they go in pursuit of that crucial 5-pointer. They are coming close. They are inching close. Kabras are defending. Queens continue to pile on the pressure. This is Michael Onsando. The tackle comes through, but it is Queens in possession. Siligwa to Alex Olaba. Olaba finding a bit of trouble getting to the floor.
In the picture there, you can see the Mwamba contingent led by Collins Injera, Luis Kisia. Remember, Mwamba do make the trip to Kakamega next week to face Kabras Sugar in the Kenya Cup semi-final, and Kabras get a penalty there. And Queens not really cashing in on the opportunities. They had the maul going and they had the line drive going, but very rock solid Queens defense, very rock solid Kabras defense. They're denying them attacking ball. And an opportunity missed there for Charles Kadovilis' Chargers, who trail by 26 points to 8. As 1 or 2 Kabras players do get treatment.
Nothing yet from the Impala Club, where the last score that we received indicated that it was KCB leading Impala by 7 points to 3.
Will be a substitution here for Kabras. I think one of the players has gone off injured.
There's a replacement in the second row. Hilario Dhiambo limping off the field of play. Will confirm his replacement in a minute. Just wait for the scrum to reset. Queens losing the momentum as they continue to surge forward and had the Kabras try line in sight.
This is the Kabras fans who are all smiles, celebrating with 6.5 minutes to go to the end of the first half.
Scrum feed from Kabras as they look to get out of their 22. Victor Odor just monitoring the proceedings. The ball is played back home to Philip Wokorach. Big kick downfield to relieve the pressure. Henley Duplessis keenly following the proceedings here. He will be keen to get Kabras through to their first ever Enterprise Cup victory. Remember, they did feature in the Enterprise Cup final a few seasons ago, losing by 25 points to 14 against KCB. This is Edward Oseko with the line-out throw for Queens, long-serving member of this outfit. Claimed by Tony Mtai. That was Angote to Misango. Osino, Asiligwa almost dropped that ball. Alex Olaba in possession. You can see the dirty work being done by Dan Sikuta on the floor, and he is penalized, obviously looking to steal that ball from Alex Olaba, but not under the watchful eyes of Victor Odwar.
Yeah, Kabras giving away a couple of penalties here as Asiligwa looks for territory, wants to play in the Kabras half, and they're into the 22 here. It's Enterprise Cup semi-final action live from the RFUEA Ground on this first Saturday of the month of May 2019. Across the fence, we do have the other semi-final being played between Impala Saracens and KCB. The winners of these two matches proceed to the final on the 25th of May here at the RFUEA Ground. And it's Kabras leading by 18 points here. 4 tries to Queens' 1. And the ball has been turned over here. Missed opportunity for Queens. Nyambua, Sikuta carries the ball there.
That pass.
That ball gone forward.
Well, it looked to have traveled forward, but the referee will have the final say on that as Philip Wokorach boots that ball downfield. Yes, he is going to call that forward pass. Daudi Semwami, who has scored the only try for Queens in this match, has been rather quiet. From that handling error, it will be a Queens scrum feed. We're heading towards the final 3 minutes of the first half. Kabras have pumped in 4 tries and 3 conversions. Queens with a solitary try and penalty, making the scores 26-8.
Dominic Osino to feed this ball into the scrum for Queens in a very good attacking platform here. Question is, can they get that ball? Yes, they get it. Kevin Angote with a very good run. Good clear out there by Queens. Osino finds Asiligwa. Asiligwa finds Alex Olaba. Olaba.
This is Luda Beda now. Finds the floor. A bit of interference there from the Kabras players. There will be a card issued. That one was coming from a mile away. Kabras will be down to 14 men. Jone Kubu, totally unnecessary from him. Probably a rush of blood to the brain.
Meaning he misses the final 3 minutes of the first half and the next 7 minutes of the first half.
Couldn't help but notice Richard Ochieng, the Kabras conditioning coach, remonstrating at Kubu. Charles Kadovilis, on the other hand, cuts a pensive figure. Obviously, will be looking for some sort of response from his side heading into the final moments. Could this be positive for them? They find themselves in possession, much as Kabras are defending furiously. It is Queens with the forward movement. Who is at the back of that mall? It looks like Peter Misango. Kabras defending with their lives. Dominic Osino is marshalling his troops, just looking to present the ball. Tony Mtai, we have seen him score from these kind of positions time and again. Will his old head be able to guide Queens from this particular moment? Penalty advantage remains with the home side.
Can they strike before halftime here and make this game really a contest? As Laila Siligwa just puts the ball to the corner yet again. Kabras being penalized. They really have to be careful and watch their discipline, giving away a lot of penalties in this first half. As much as they're leading, this match can really change and the momentum can really change in this encounter. Another line-out drive here from Queens here, the Mole, and they get penalized.
And they lose the advantage with that penalty that they've conceded. And as we speak, latest score from the Impala club in the other semi-final, it is KCB leading Impala by 10 points to 3. We just catch a glimpse there of Jone Kubu demonstrating, thinking about his actions as he prepares to spend the rest of the first half as well as the second half on the naughty boys chair. Dancing Kabras fans here. Big question is, will they be dancing after this game? Will they be dancing at the end of the season when the dance really matters the most? Philip Wokorach with that kick out to touch. Heading into the final 10 seconds on the clock. Obviously, there still is time on Victor Duor's watch, which will determine halftime. But Queens spurning opportunities, not once, probably about 3 times to get points on the board.
Yes, to get points on the board there. Missed opportunities for Queens.
It's Mark Sadaka with a line-out throw. It looked messy. Yes, it did. Victor Duor flags it.
And it's one area that Kabras have had a problem this season. Their lineouts, as much as they've used it as a weapon for Moles, and there have been a lot of wonky throws from Kabras this season in the matches that you have seen on Bamba Sport. And it's one area they really have to sort it out before we get into the finals or the semis. We've come to the business stage of the end of the season. And those are the small errors which can really hurt a team, especially at this point of the season. 26-8 the scoreline.
It's a scrum feed for Kenya Harlequin. We're into the final minutes of this match. Of the first half, not the match. The ball is claimed there by Misango. Goes down under the tackle from Dan Sikuta. Doesn't matter as Queens still in possession. Looking to release Daudi Semwami. The ball was on the floor there. Mario Wilson and Felix Ayange giving chase, but Victor Oduor had blown his whistle. Free kick is awarded to Queens. They need to get points on the board. This is Tony Mtai with a quick tap. He brings in Michael Onsando, his mate at second row. Dominic Osino. The weighted pass there was Bisango. Good movement of the ball by Queens. Solid tackle on Aluda Beda by Philip Wokorach. But Aluda Beda did well to avail the ball. Forward movement for Queens. They are looking for that crucial intervention just before the interval. Can they get it? Big question coming here. Laila Siligwa attempting the drop goal. It falls short. But the penalty advantage remains with Queens. Well, actually, that missed. There's no penalty advantage. Victor Oduor has called for halftime. 26 points to 8. William Juguna, it has been quite the half. The big question is, will Kabras put their foot on the gas pedal in the second half, or do Queens have a response heading into the final 40?
We shall wait and see as we get to show you the halftime highlights of this encounter. Kabras with 4 tries, 3 conversions. They lead by 26 points to 8 here at the RFUEA Ground. As we take you through the highlights of the first half, there have been quite a number of them, with the 5 tries being scored. The halftime score: Kabras 26, Harlequins 8. Two teams made their way into the pitch, and that was the Queen's anthem. As the two sides look to get things underway, matters underway. Charles Cadoville is there, keeping an eye on proceedings. Really wanted to get one over his former team. Kevin Keegan there, tackled by David Nambunya. Remember Kevin Keegan facing his former side. And this was Nick Baraza battering ram at number 12. And then this opening try, good work by Hayange, feeding John Kubu with the opening try of the match. Kubu is in the naughty chair. In a picture there was Henley Duplessis taking notes, and then this here, Nick Baraza with the offload to Brian Tonya. And then Kubu with a cutout pass there to George Nyambua to go over the whitewash. as Kabras extended their lead. Kenya Simba's international back row, the two sons there of Alan Onyango, former Queens player. Aluda Beda trying to get the better of Kevin Keegan before this try from a maul from Max Adaka. Made it 3 tries for Kabras Sugar. No stopping that Kabras maul there. Max Adaka at the tail end of it. Then Wokorat with the step and the dummy past 3 defenders. Could have gone alone if you wanted, but opted to give Dan Angwech the Kabras scrum half. And then this try by Mario Wilson off. Good offload there by Nick Baraza to get Queens. And that was the reaction from Charles Kadovilis. Paul Murunga there in your picture, the Kenya Sevens coach, also in attendance. And some of the fans, as well as Collins Injera and the Mwama contingent, who will be facing Kabras next week. Queens attempted to get back into this game. They had their chances in the first half, but weren't able to take them. So the halftime score, it's Kabras 26, Queens 8. We shall catch you in the second half.
When I joined the University of Nairobi in 2016, I came to this club. When I just came for training, the first week I was selected in the first team. So I carried the ball hard, and then people started calling me number 9. And then it came the brotherhood in the team. So the players started calling me number 9 baby. And then it changed. The number 9 was removed. Then it remained baby. Yeah. I can say it's just it's how you plan your schedule. Like for me, most of my classes, I prefer my classes being in the morning. Like for example, from 8 to around 11. Then another class from around 2 to like 4. Then after that, you take a break a little, then you come for the training at 5 p.m. My idol is Amonde, Andrew Amonde, the former captain of the national sevens team. I like the way he plays. His training, when he uploads his training, it's okay, superb. I like it. Proper meal. Banana, chapati, and ndengu. Green grams, yeah. KCB. That was my worst game so far. For me, I like drawing. Yeah, I started drawing like when I was a little around when I was age 10, 11 there. Plus, I love eating, yeah, sleeping too, and socializing with people.
I started playing rugby a while ago in high school, and after that I joined Nakuru Athletics Football Club, where I started playing, and we had a very successful time. I played for the club. I think as a player, I managed to win the Kenya Cup, which had eluded the club for a very long time, and then we won several major seven circuit. We won the Enterprise Cup, we won the tenor side. So I think I was very satisfied with what I achieved with Nakuru. And at the same time, I was very privileged to play for the national team for about 6 years, play for the national sevens team, and also for the 15s team. So when it was time to call time on my career, I thought I still had more to offer to the game. I was very passionate about coaching. At my time at Nakuru, I used to coach and play at the same time for a very long time. So when the opportunity presented itself, I took it with both arms, because it was my dream. It was my dream to always coach a club from scratch, to start with players who I can develop from the foundation of going up. So it's something that I'm very happy about, and I'm very happy with where I am and where we are moving as a club. The club was founded in mid 2015, and we competed in our first 7 season in that year. We managed to finish 10th, which in my view was a huge feat. And then we joined the nationwide league in that year, and we won the league. 2016 we were promoted into the nationwide. We played extremely well and finished runners up, qualified for Kenya Cup. In that same year, we managed to do very well in the 7 series. We managed to get into a final and several semi-finals. So we ended up finishing 4th that season. I got two of my players selected for the national sevens team, which is something that has never happened before. Having players who play for the nationwide, representing Kenya at the sevens level, which was very, very, very happy with that. And it's been a great journey. This year we joined Kenya Cup as a newbies. The season has been full of up and downs, but I'm extremely happy with where we are. We've played 5 games, lost 4, won 1, but the lessons are what we've picked, and I think we want to turn that around and start winning games as quickly as possible. Unfortunately, no. We were very, as a management group, we sat down and decided what's best for the team, and we thought that the group that we had, or that we have at the moment, is a group that has grown together for the last 2 years and a half. Most importantly for us, when we formed the club, our main goal was not rugby only. We wanted to build a team that will have responsible players, and at the same time have leaders who can grow and fit into society. So for us, it's not only about rugby. It's about growing leaders and growing players who can be responsible citizens. So when we go to recruiting, we thought those are the things we are looking at, and most of the players we are getting could not fit into that criteria. So we thought we should just retain the players we have, and we hope that they'll just turn around and start playing well. Kenya Cup is a tough league, and we expected that from the onset. But the first 5 games we played against the best teams. We played against KCB. We managed to squeeze a win against Queens. We came close against Homeboys. We lost to Mwamba and Nondis, which are quality sides. But if you look at how we are playing and how how we are playing, basically, I'm very impressed with what we are achieving as a group. And I believe
And we're back for the second half of this Enterprise Cup semi-final between Kabras Sugar and Kenya Harlequin. Kabras Sugar, the visitors, are playing in the yellow and black strip, taking a 26-8 point lead into the halftime interval. And this is Nick Baraza sparking off a storming start for the Sugarmen, looking to add on to their points tally. And as we speak, the other semi-final is finally poised. KCB leading by 10 points to 8 against Impala. We'll keep you updated as we follow the proceedings here at the RFUEA Ground. It has been a bright start from Kabras, obviously looking to seal this game as early as possible and qualify for the semi-finals. Philip Wokorach with the kick downfield causes problems there and is actually kicked into touch by Aluda Beda.
Good start there from Nick Baraza, who's had a very good game at number 12 there. He's run the line very well, hard running, straight, looking to cause chaos in the Queen's back line. Scores 26 points to it as we start the second half. 40 more minutes. Can Queens respond here? It's been a topsy-turvy first half for them. 5 tries have been scored, but 4 have gone to Kabras, 1 from Queens. Remember, Queens make the short trip to the Lions Den next weekend to face KCB. And we thought that Brian Tanga is starting, but it's Dan Angwech who is starting at scrum half. Cloud Johannes there coordinating things with Dan Angwech here.
Angwech brings in Wokorach, the reverse pass to Nick Baraza, hard running from the midfielder. Beautiful pop pass out wide to another former Queens man there, Felix Ayange. Stopped inches short of the try line. Tony Mtai and Patrice Agunda applauding the defensive efforts of Queens, who are about to be caught napping by Kabras.
Certainly good running lines there from Kabras. That's the finishing. Not coming very well there, but Queens dodge a bullet there. Dominic Osino and is being attended there by the Queen's physio. It's been a torrid afternoon for the quartered shards here, but they dodge a bullet as Laila Siligwa puts that ball out for touch. Edward Oseko going to feed this ball into the line out for Queens.
Obviously, Queens will be looking to get out of their 22. They need to get points on the board. They need those points as soon as possible. Brian Oboya claims that ball. Good clear out by the Queens forward. The ball has been availed for Dominic Osino. This is Kevin Angote.
Dominic Osino just trying to organize his charges from that rack. Kabras fan there just celebrating.
That ball is claimed by Angwech, but the referee's whistle had sounded. Penalty advantage remains with Queens. Center referee for this match is a man from Nakuru, Victor Odwar.
The only downside to Kabras' performance so far has been the numerous penalties that they've given away.
And you probably have to add the fact that they are struggling with the line out. But it's not something new to them. They have struggled all season with the line out, but have still managed to annihilate teams left, right, and center as they continue with their quest for the league and cup double. Edward Oseko with the line out throw for Queens. It's
One there
claimed
by
in the air
Michael
by Michael Onsando, as you said.
Peter Misango has been a peripheral figure so far in this game. Not seen a lot of the Queens forwards. John Ekubu lines up to get back into the center of action. Remember, he was sent to the naughty chair for needless foul as Asiligwa puts that ball for territory. It's won there by
This is Philip Wokorach.
Philip Okorach, who goes for the up and under.
He looked to have sliced that kick. You could just see him grimacing as soon as the ball left his boot. There's a contest there, eventually claimed by Nick Baraza. Nick Baraza has been a handful for Queens.
He's a man
He's
playing
hard
on a
running.
mission here.
And this is a ball carried forward once again by Kabras. Certainly dominating the exchanges here. Ephraim Odwor, 20-year-old, played for Kenya last year's Rugby World Cup qualifiers. Asuman Mugerwa, Ugandan prop forward, has equally been a peripheral figure in the first half. Probably will begin to see a lot more of him in the second half. There was a hint of a handling error there. The ball on the floor. The advantage is probably going to swing the way of Queens. Yes, it is. But after that bright start from Kabras, match has once again just petered out, but it is Kabras with the massive 18-point deficit. Queens have the work to do. You can see a substitution has been made for Queens. Frank Wanyama is on the field of play. We will confirm who he has replaced as Jone Kubu makes his way back to the field of play. Kabras back to their full complement of 15 players. 35 minutes to play in this half. Kabras chairman Philip Jalango backing instructions. Probably the only time this season we'll see a club chairman backing instructions.
On the
Something
sidelines,
that
yes.
usually left to coaches
and physiotherapists and team managers. Now good line break there from Queens, Brian Oboya.
That was a strong run from him, but his momentum was held back by Asuman Mugerwa. Ball is played to Laila Siligwa, looking to exploit the gaps back home, but Jone Kubu was there to field the kick. And that is good territorial play from the Fijian.
Yeah, good kick there from Jone Kubu, trying to redeem his image there after getting sent to the naughty chair, to the bin. Only that Queens don't take advantage. So it's going to be a line out throw for Queens here.
And quite interestingly, looking at the Queens lineup, Lyle Asiligwa was listed to start this game at fullback, but he is playing at fly half in place of Eden Aguero, who was the starting fly half. And that has explained why Eric Shikuku is starting this game at fullback. Eric Shikuku was listed as starting from the bench.
Line out throw here for Queens.
The replacement there, prop forward Melvin Dhairu, limping off the field of play, being replaced by Elisha Koronya. The ball claimed there by Tony Mtai. Queens looking to get out of their 22, looking to create the platform to get points on the board. They have 33 minutes to do so. But Kabras certainly piling the pressure on the home side. The ball played downfield. Big boot. Does it go out to touch? It looks as though it is claimed indeed by Felix Ayange. Jone Kubu is now in play. Surging run from the fullback. Plays it through to Philip Wokorach. Here's a foot race. Wokorach against Osino. Osino looks to have done just enough to shepherd him into touch. No, the ball presented. There was a handling error there. Nick Baraza loses the ball, remonstrating with the referee, who will have nothing of it, sticking to his decision. spotting the infringement, and it is a scrum feed for Queens.
Missed opportunity there for Kabras Sugar with a good run there by Philip Wokorach. Good job there being done by John Ekubu with the cutout pass, but once again Kabras failing to cash in on the opportunity which was presented there with Nick Baraza coughing up the ball as he attempted to look for his forwards to crash over the line. 26-8 the score line. No further scores in this early part of the second half. It's going to be a scramble here for Queens. Dominic Osino. And the Queens scrum has gone behind there. Good shove coming in for Kabras. And they milk the penalty, and it will be a scramble for Kabras Sugar. Dominance up front here, causing all manner of problems for Queens. And substitutions galore here by Harlequins. That's a snapshot of the fans who've come to catch a glimpse of the action here on this weekend. It's Enterprise Cup semi-final action live at the RFUEA Ground. Mike Onsando is off, so is Edward Oseko. So Boniface Ochieng, Elisha Coronia have all come in. Hilary Baraza should also come in. There were some late substitutions on both sides. Eden Aguero hasn't started, so Lila Sligo is playing at fly half, as is Dan Angwech also playing at halfback for Kabras. And Kabras get the half penalty here. Sikuta, Wokorach with Mario Wilson there. Ball has bobbled up there. And Queens not being the requisite 10 yards. And Kabras do get a second bite of the cherry here. It's been a stop-start game as much as we are seeing some brilliance from Kabras. It's been a stop-start. There's been a distinct lack of flow. Just to remind our viewers that that drop goal attempt by Laila Siligwa did split the posts. So it is 26-11. It's going to be a scramble here for Kabras Sugar. Dan Angwech to feed this ball into the scrum now. And the Kabras scrum showing its worth. Angwech now finds Wokorach. Wokorach now finds Mario Wilson. Wilson carries the ball a meter ahead. And Kabras get another penalty. And there is a card coming out here. Benjamin Aimba there with his arms out here, just not happy with the referee's call. Baraza thought he had that ball secured for a try, but the referee has called it back. And Victor Odwor, our center referee, has consulted with Lenas Kinuthia. Don't know if a card will come out. Yes, there is a card coming out here.
It is the replacement scrum of Aaron Oforioth making his way to the sin bin. I'm not too sure whether Felix Ayange is joining him, because both players seem to be jogging towards the same direction. Well, Felix Ayange is just going to cover his position. It looked as though he was escorting Aaron Oforioth to the sin bin.
Just a reminder of yes, there are a couple of Ugandans playing on both sides here. Asman Mugerwa, Philip Wokorach for Kabras, Aaron Oforioth, Dominic Osino on the Queen side. So can Kabras cash in here on a one-man advantage? They have the dominance up front in the scrum. Cloud Johannes there is controlling that ball at the base of the scrum here.
This is certainly looking promising for Kabras. As Cloud Johannes, he was attempting to go for the 5-pointer. Penalty advantage remains with Kabras Sugar. A bit of argy-bargy there. Dan Sikuta wanted to go for the quick tap, but obviously just waiting for his team to compose themselves. Certainly with the upper hand. Remember, Queens are down to 14 men following the yellow card awarded to Aaron Oforioth. He has been sent to the sin bin and will sit out the next 10 minutes.
(26-11) the scoreline. No change in the first 13 minutes of the second half. Kabras now playing from left to right, Queens playing from right to left. Can Kabras get the 5-pointer that they're craving for here? Has to put a good buffer. It's 15 points. Claude Johannes once again controlling that ball at the base of the scrum. Johannes again, Johannes.
And he gets the 5-pointer.
Try has been given. That takes the score now to 31-11. The try has been coming for Kabras. And they get try number 5 of the afternoon. That takes the score now to 33-11. Claude Johannes controlling matters from the base of the scrum there at number 8. And Kabras scrum doing a real demolition job on the Queens pack there. And Claude Johannes gets a try. That takes the score now to 33-11. Wokorach with the conversion takes the score now to 35 points to 11 here at the RFUEA Ground. The first points of the afternoon, of the second half, I beg your pardon, for the visitors, the Sugar Millers from Kakamega.
Well, indeed, that was easy peasy for Claude Johannes. Just walked it home. Another restart for Laila Siligwa. Just catch a young photography enthusiast clicking the images away. Eric Shikuku tasked with the restart duties, taking over from Laila Siligwa. Conversion was successful moments ago. Wins trailing Kabras by 35 points to by 33 points. Beg your pardon.
35. 33. 33 points to 11, not 35.
And this is Danangwech. Plays it down to Philip Wokorach. His kick downfield forces Queens once again to retreat into the half. Eric Shikuku, Aluda Beda has been a rather peripheral figure kicking away possession. Is it always the best thing to do? No, because it is 50-50, and as you could see there, the ball was claimed by Angwech. Jone Kubu with a cheeky kick behind the Queens defense. Ball is claimed by Dominic Osino. This is furious from Kabras. They're going in for the kill. They certainly do have Queens on the cosh. They need to deliver the knockout punch right now.
Yes, they're smelling blood here, and it's all started with that Kubu kick here. Johannes finds Dan Sikuta. Sikuta plays it back to
That was
Danangwech, and
it was brought down on the tackle there by Frank Wanyama. We do have bodies on the floor. Claude Johannes is down, looking injured. Let's catch a glimpse of the Kabras Sugar replacements. They are looking jovial. The side holding a 22-point lead over Queens with 24 minutes to play here.
bodies on the floor. 33 points to 11, the scoreline.
I don't know for Rioth, Ugandan international in both the 7s and 15s versions of the game. Spending his time in the send bin there for his indiscretion as Henley Duplessis just continues to exchange notes with members of his technical bench.
I don't know for Rioth, his nickname, I think, if I'm not wrong, is Double Black. It's a nickname he's been given by the Queen's team and the Queen supporters. But he's on the naughty chair. It's going to be a scramble here for Queens here. Bit of defending to do for the home side, who trail by 21 points here as we approach the hour mark here on this Enterprise Cup weekend semi-final action. Queens hosting Kabras, while just across the fence at the Impala Club, it's Impala hosting KCB. The halftime score there was 10 points to 8. That looks like to be a very keenly contested encounter. A lot to play for in that game. This game looks like needs a revival of sorts of Queens as they go back. The scrum is backpedaling as Frank Wanyama with a good run there offloads that ball, but it goes behind.
Still,
Kevin Angote.
this is Osino, Shikuku, Aluda Beda. Runs into the brick wall, that is Mario Wilson. The ball is still presented. Osino just hesitated for a minute. Patrice Agunda. Was Brian Ocheng and Nick Baraza hard running once again from the Kabras midfielder there. He is tackled to the floor. It doesn't matter because the ball is still with Kabras. This is Hilary Odhiambo. He had limped off earlier on, but obviously deemed fit to play. Felix Ayange, that was beautiful interplay between him and Mario Wilson, but I think Mario Wilson was adjudged to have gotten a foot out into touch. I'm not too sure. Was there another infringement earlier on which had been spotted by the referee? Yes, there was.
I think Nick Braza for me has been the man of the match. He's ran very well, has ran some very good lines. He's been direct, he's been hard on both ends of the ball in attack and defense, not giving a quarter given. Remember, he's an old boy of Queens. Queens are yet to come out of their own half here in this opening 20 minutes of the second half. They have been pinned in their own half by Kabras, and the scores are 33 points to 11 in favor of the visitors, who are aiming to go one step better than last year. Remember, in last year's semi-finals, Homeboys upset KCB as Impala stunned Kabras at the Kakamega Showground. Homeboys winning that final 21 points to 3. Johnston Olindi was the toast of that game. Now, what can Kabras do here?
That was a cheeky kick from Jone Kubu. Felix Ayange almost had a grasp of it. It was eventually claimed by Dominic Osino. Aluda Beda, Patrice Agunda. Queens need to get out of their half. They need to get out of their 22. But they're certainly feeling the heat as Kabras insistent on adding more points to the board. Another break there from Queens. It would be simplistic to ask why they're just not kicking for territory, but obviously not finding themselves with the right conditions to enable that kick to come through. And when it does, the referee Victor Dwar blows his whistle once again for another infringement. That has been the tale of this half so far. Jone Kubu has been influential for Kabras this afternoon. Scored the game's opening try, eventually went to the sin bin, and as we speak, a yellow card has been dished out. It is the captain, Max Adaka. He is no stranger to that color of cards and gets another one as he goes to join Aaron Oforioth in the sin bin. So it will be Max and Aaron in the sin bin. Both sides down to 14 players.
Yes, Max Adaka, from his days at KCB, was always a serial offender. Not a dirty player, but professional fouls, cynical fouls, if I may say so. And Queens are able to get out of their own 22 now and play in the right area of the pitch.
That's Ocheng with the line out throw. It is claimed by Tony Mtai. Queens just need to get points on the board. They have 19 minutes to come up with responses that would tie the game level. This is a huge running once again from the Queens forwards.
Malcolm Monsando there is coming as a second half substitute. Patrice Agunda.
This is Edward Chitanda, another one of the replacements for Queens. Aaron Oforioth is back from his 10-minute stint in the sin bin and will obviously join the fray immediately. Wants to make his presence felt. Dominic Osino. Kabras making a series of offenses here, William Juguna.
Yes, giving away penalties, and Queens now smelling blood, knowing that they're playing with 14 men. The man there in the guilty party is Max Adaka, sent to the bin.
You know, William Juguna attempting turnovers at the first tackle, really. Otherwise, there's thing to do, but we have seen both sides guilty of that.
Adaka has 7 more minutes in the bin as Queens now launch a foray into the Kabras 22, into the final 17 minutes of this game.
This is Kenya under 20 captain Ochieng captained the team to the African title close to 3 weeks ago. That line-out throw was long, didn't get to its intended target, but it doesn't matter because the advantage is with Queens. Kabras committing a litany of errors here, and could this work to their detriment? Remember, we've seen games turned by their tide in the last 15 or so minutes. As I like referring William Juguna to one Kenya Cup encounter between KCB and Mwamba in 2008. KCB held a 35-10 lead with 20 minutes to play. Mwamba won that game by 36 points to 35.
Absolutely, yes. The rugby gods can be smiling on the afternoon, and there can be a comeback of sorts. Can Queens get their hands on the scoreboard here? Points on the scoreboard, very key. Remember, it's a knockout game. It's not a bonus point contest, as Dominic Osino feeds that ball into the scrum. Good defense there by Dancy Kuta. Furious exchanges there, the breakdown, and it's been turned over by Kabras. Been able to turn that ball over as Nick Baraza just puts the ball downfield for safety. Semwami tries to retrieve it there, and he retrieves it, but I think it's a knock-on from Semwami.
William Juguna, Daudi Semwami has been rather quiet. The one time he did catch that ball, he scored the try. Queen's only try of the match, but hasn't seen much ball.
Rugby ball can deceive you.
Well, obviously
bounce.
There's obviously that, and then also the areas where the rugby is being played. Obviously leaving a wide man like Semwami with little to do rather than chase after the kicks. Zone Kubu and Daudi Semwami just enjoying a bit of banter there. But William Juguna, this second half is really dragging on.
Yes, it's really dragging on. There's been no fluency to both sides. It's been stop-start. And I don't know, maybe it's that Kabras do have the advantage. They're able to really play the game at their own pace.
That's Wokorach to Baraza. Baraza plays it to Zone Kubu. Plays it through to Ayange. Ayange down to Kevin Keegan. Long searching run from the former Queens man. He hits the floor close to the touchline. Angwech brings in George Nyambua. He scored the second try for Kabras this afternoon. Looking to avail that ball. Eventually he does. Dan Angwech. Philip Wokorach bracing himself. A cross kick downfield. Could see the intention there from Wokorach. It is still Kabras with possession.
Nick Baraza yet again, combative figure there.
Certainly has been everywhere on this field of play for Kabras Sugar. And that is one of the replacements, Sifuna, making his presence felt.
Good idea there from Philip Wokorach to go for the cross kick to the corner, and Dan Skito was able to keep that possession and momentum alive. Kabras was just not able to finish that attempt there. 14 minutes to go to the end of this encounter. Don't know if you can say that Kabras already have 1 foot in the final.
Well, you know, barring any natural calamity at this point in time, Kabras do have that 1 foot in the final. Last we checked from Impala Club, it was KCB with a narrow 2-point lead over Impala. The update we received indicated a 10-8 score in favor of the Bankers. And as we speak, there has been a break in play. There is a man on the floor. We will confirm who it is in a moment. But it is Kabras with the massive 22-point lead over Queens. 13 minutes remaining here at the RFUEA Ground, and we could be setting ourselves up for a Kabras KCB final in the Enterprise Cup. Henley Duplessis, the Kabras coach, has been pacing around all afternoon. He is eager to deliver silverware in his first year with the team from Western Kenya.
Kabras winners of the Kenya Cup in 2016 when they beat Impala at a rain-drenched Impala club, 22 points to 5. Some players in that Kabras team were Brian Tanga, Edwin Zachayo, Fabian Orlando on that day. Remember, Kabras will host Mwamba next week at the Kakamega Showground.
That is Dominic Osino with the scrum feed. Oforioth plays it out wide to David Ambunya. Ambunya shows great strength there and composure before finding the floor. Aluda Beda attempts to dance past his former teammates. He's doing well to evade them, but just gets caught up in a bind there. Finds the floor eventually. Osino looks to present that ball. There's a bit of a
furious
wrestle
contest there going on.
Definitely, it was a wrestle there for the ball. Ball once again presented. That was Abeda going down to the floor. Malcolm Onsando. Queens continue to string together some passes, but they will have to be a lot more refined. I just feel there's a tad too much anxiety from the Queens players. Yes, they are aware that they are chasing the game, but they're also too anxious moving forward.
Yeah, too anxious, and their forwards are not really getting over the advantage line. Henry Duplessis now tries to bring in his substitutes, likes of Johnston Mungao, Paula Buto, Steve Oloch, Charlton Mokua could come in the final 10 minutes of this game just to give the starters a breather and enable them to be fresh for next week's semi-final showdown against Mwamba at the Kakamega Showground in Kakamega. Remember, it's the Kenya Cup semi-finals next week. We do have one semi in Nairobi and one semi in Kakamega. The final to be played on the 18th of May.
And as we speak, the scores remain 10-8 at the Impala Club. Quinto Ongo has missed an opportunity to kick Impala ahead. His penalty attempt sailing wide. KCB, I'm told, have been reduced to 14 men as Curtis Lilako has been sent to the sin bin for a high tackle. Play continuing here. We're heading into the final 11 minutes of the match. Patrice Agunda with the carry for Queens. This is Dominic Osino, David Ambunya with the step. And you wonder, William Juguna, why Queens insist on going close against a team that is good at playing this game at close contact.
Yeah.
How about stretching Kabras out wide?
Good play from Queens here. The forwards are getting into a bit of a rhythm and momentum.
That's Oforioth has men in support. They're arriving. Yes, they are. Osino. This is Patrice Agunda. Has been busy for Queens this afternoon. Osino. This is Angote.
Able to secure the ruck there. Queens with a decent spell of possession. Can they make it count here?
That's Brian Oboya. Drives forward for Queens. Patrice Agunda. As you said, this has been a decent spell of possession for Queens. Daudi Semwami. His progress is stopped, but the ball is available. Oboya once again. Queens making all the forward movement. I believe this is their first entry into the Kabras 22. The attempted chip forward from Oforioth was blocked, but referee Victor Odwor was playing the advantage.
Yes, the referee was playing advantage there. And Queens finally able to get out of their own half and play in the right area of the pitch. Should have done that from this moment the second half started. But as things stand, they have a 21-point gap there. And with 10 minutes remaining, can they get on the scoreboard?
And remember, Kabras playing with 10 men. Not 10 men.
Actually 14 men.
With 14
but
men.
Max Adaka should be able to come back onto the field of play. He served his time in the bin, and Queens have not been able to take advantage.
But certainly with less than 10 minutes to play, the advantage is with Kabras Sugar. This is Dominic Osino. A quick tap there. Malcolm Onsando just secures that rack. The ball is available for Osino. Patrice Agunda has worked hard all afternoon for Queens, leading by example. He is the captain on the field of play this afternoon. Osino looks for that ball. Looks messy, but Osino gets it. Plays it close. Malcolm Onsando arrives once again. Osino. Oforioth with the chip. Once again, it hasn't really worked out for him. The ball was in the hands of Wokorat. Osino and Oforioth did well to curtail the Ugandans' movement. But you have to question Aaron Oforioth's decision there. I do understand that the ball carrier is always right, but his decision to kick that ball, attempt to chip when it had been read by Philip Wokorat, could have proved costly.
Yes, could have proved costly, yes.
Had Wokorat found himself in acres of space. And this is Uganda Rugby Cranes 15th captain Asuman Mugerwa.
going off. It's substitutions galore, actually multiple substitutions. They brought in the likes of Steve Oluoch, Charlton Mukua into the field of play here just to close out the final 7.5 minutes of this game.
As we speak, Impala also down to 14 men at the Impala club. Tyson Okoth has been sent to the sin bin. That semi-final remains close, 10-8 in favor of KCB. Still anyone's game. Here it is Quins chasing the game, and then that handling error just turns the advantage and possession to Quins.
Paul Abuto there just getting his first feel of the ball here. Has come on as a sub alongside Johnston Mongao. And that has been the tale of Quins there. That was Frank Wanyama dropping the ball with the Kabras defense backpedaling.
Johnston Mongao and Paul Abuto plied their rugby here at the RFUEA Ground with Kenya Harlequin before making the switch to Kabras Sugar. Kabras fans in full voice here, certainly enjoying themselves.
You could say probably this game was won in the first half. 26-8 scoreline, 26-11 scoreline, 4 tries in the first half. They've just only added 1 try in the second half. It's been a stop-start game between these two heavyweights of Kenyan rugby as we enter into the last 5 minutes of this encounter. Dan Angwech feeds that ball into the scrum, gives it to Wokorach, and Wokorach just puts the ball downfield. It's a massive kick from the Ugandan international, but it's fielded well by the former Kabras man, Aluda Beda. Finds Shitanda.
This is actually Eric Shikuku, slicing run from the fullback. Finds himself on the floor.
Scored that winning try.
And Kabras have forced the turnover, but there was a hint of a handling error. Very quickly plays the advantage. As you can just see the fans here anxiously following the action.
Shikuku scored the try last week against Impala. That probably won them the game against the Saris. But it's been a peripheral figure so far, as Aaron Oforioth now finds an open gap there. And is that going to be an intercept here? It looks to me like illegal as John Kubu now lines up this ball, and Kubu will score this try. Looked to me like a very suspect try there because he tapped the ball, and Kubu scores Kabras' 6th try. He tapped the ball, didn't grab it, he tapped it as the pass was being made, so it was an intercept, and Kubu gets his 2nd try of the afternoon and Kabras' 6th try, and that probably is game, set and match here for Kabras Sugar. They are through to the Kenya Cup final with 3 minutes remaining of this encounter. Kubu chasing his own kick, and a favorable bounce. Even had time to celebrate, putting his left arm up, and he goes over the whitewash for try number 6 for Kabras Sugar. Redeeming himself after spending time in the naughty chair. And the Fijian, who's had an injury-plagued season, gets his 2nd try of the afternoon. That takes the score now to 38 points to 11 with the conversion kick to come. Kabras have literally toyed around with Queens this afternoon. The first game in the group phase, it was a bit of a competitive contest as our fan checks on her phone and maybe a latest score from the Impala club. But here it's game over. Kabras doing all the heavy lifting in the first half and just really coasting in the second half here. They have limited Queens to crumbs off the table, barely half chances on the Queens side. And attention now on Queens now will shift to the Kenya Cup semi next weekend at the Lions Den in Dwaraka.
Certainly that try by Johnny Kubu, the final nail in the Queen's coffin. Malcolm Onsando, a bit of a wrestle there with the Kabras forwards. That was Sifuna just curtailing his movement. Queens trailing here and certainly done with action in the Enterprise Cup. We can confirm now that it will be Kabras in the Enterprise Cup final. 40 points to 11. Queens scoreless in the second half. Kabras have landed 2 converted tries. It looked like a bit of a handling error from Nick Baraza, but it doesn't matter. Hasn't been caught. Mark Sadaka just ensuring that ball is available. This is Mario Wilson, actually Cloud Johannes, filling in at scrum half. And throws his body weight around. Danang Wech is business as usual. Ball is booted downfield by Philip Wokorach. See, Kabras Sugar have emptied their bench.
Yeah, they've emptied the bench here.
This is Aluda Beda, one last stab from the former Kabras man. Will he be able to get points on the board? Game is certainly done and dusted. Is for Queens to get a bit of respectability on the scoreline. And that is one man who commands a lot of respect in the Kenyan rugby fraternity, Patrice Agunda, the Queens captain. Surging run from the back row man. Malcolm Onsando looked to have gotten that ball at standstill and couldn't make any impact going forward. Does find the floor, but the referee playing the advantage. Should have come in from depth. But it is easy to speak from the commentator's booth.
Yes.
It's totally different when you're out there on the field of play.
Remember, the Enterprise Cup final will be played here on this same ground on the 25th of May 2019. And we are already assured that Kabras will be making the long trip from Kakamega to come to Nairobi to contest the Enterprise Cup final. Who will be the opponents in the final as we await the final score from across the fence at the Impala Club between Impala and KCB. KCB were leading 10-8, but also just as this game has been mad with men being sent to the bin, it's also there. And a good break there from Johnston Mungao. Who does he have in support? Finds Philip Wokorach. Wokorach holds on to that ball. Can he get over the whitewash? Yes, he can.
And that is another try for Kabras Sugar. Philip Wokorach with a try right at the death. Johnston Mungao, the former Queens man, found himself in space. Did well to hold his run and pass. The man in support was Philip Wokorach. He goes over for that try. It should be a straightforward conversion. It is Kabras coasting here at the RFUEA Ground.
Talk of making an impact as a substitute. Johnston Mungao there running a very good line. The gap just opened in midfield, and he had Philip Wokorach on his left, and his only work was just to pass on to that ball, and Wokorach meeting the ball at foot pace. It bubbled a bit, and he was able to hold on to it, and he was able to go over the whitewash and gets the conversion. 47-11.
That was a straightforward conversion, William Juguna. And this has been a big score. That was Kevin Keegan with the delayed pass. Johnston Mungao had a man in support. Wokorach almost fluffed it as he was going over the chalk, eventually getting points on the board. Conversion is successful, 47-11. This game was done and dusted a long time ago. Queens have been second best all afternoon. Aaron Oforioth with the restart. The Queens...
Collision up in the air there between Mario Wilson and David Semwami. They were both going for the ball. Can Queens get a consolation try of some sort here?
Kabras defending desperately and keen to ensure that no more points are scored by the home side, Kenya Harlequin. We're deep into final moments of this match. Benjamin Naimba and Charles Cardoville is looking resigned to fate, turning their attentions probably to next weekend's Kenya Cup semi-final away to KCB. Remember, there will be 2 semi-final fixtures next weekend, and as we speak, we can see one for the future there. Boniface Ochieng, Kenya under-20 captain, has come in for the second half here for Kenya Harlequin. One of those players you do hope will be around for a very long time. This is Osino. Plays it close. Osino just looking to introduce his forwards into this field of play. The handling error there from Patrice Agunda, and that gives away possession to Kabras Sugar. Philip Wokorach with the big kick downfield. Doesn't find touch, bounces back. Bit of confusion there between Shikuku and Aluda Beda, but eventually they are able to clear their lines. Beda secures that ball. Osino to Chieng. This is Daudi Semwami. Semwami surges forward, finds the floor. Shitanda has men in support. Malcolm Onsando arrives. So does that man. That was Dominic Osino. Played it short to Daudi Semwami. Beginning to see a lot more of the ball, but rather late in the half. Kabras certainly defending with their lives, looking to probably add more points on the board. Queens looking for respectability on the scoreboard. This is Aaron Oforioth. Big question once again, the decision to go close contact against a team that is thriving in contact play. This is Kevin Angote. Finds the floor. That is Osino. Patrice Agunda. It's a good spell for Queens. Just wish they could have done more.
Getting over the advantage line here. They seem to be having a lot of the ball, but they're going backwards and not forwards. Finally, some good break there from Aluda Beda.
That was a darting run from the former Kabras man, Aluda Beda. He is, however, slowed down by his former
position, not really hitting the ball at pace. Here comes Adaka now. Max Adaka.
Dan Angwech with that pass out wide, but the tackle was decisive from Daudi Semwami. Edward Shitanda is looking for that ball as Victor Odwor plays the penalty advantage. Quick tap. It's Dominic Osino attempting to go on his own there, but his progress was curtailed by Ndege. Osino once again. Patrice Agunda, but his movement is curtailed. The ball eventually with Eric Shikuku. Darting run from the fullback. Edward Shitanda is marshaled out into touch, but ensured the ball is still alive for Queens. Continue to drive forward, rather painstakingly slow from Queens. Oforioth. And you just question why Queens did not stretch the Kabras defense out wide. We did see them score a try from wide early on in the game, and then nothing else after that.
Yeah, it's been pretty much one-way traffic. Here comes Philip Wokorach. You know what he can do with the ball.
Obviously aware that time is up. Sells the dummy. And continues to run rather casually, just turning up the style here, exciting the band of visiting fans. This is Paul Abuto racing clear. This is going to be yet another try for Kabras Sugar. It is another former Queens man, Paul Abuto, taking this score into the 50s. Kabras have crossed the half-century mark here, right at the death.
Absolutely, yes. Good work done there by Philip Wokorach. Looked to me like he was absolutely didn't know what to do, but then he was able to offload the ball to Paul Abuto. And Paul Abuto, former Queens man, scoring against his former team. That takes the score now to 52-11. And if it was a boxing match, Victor Odor would have probably stopped this game many minutes ago. And Kabras really pummeling Harlequins here, 52 points to 11. Actually make it 54-11 with the conversion kick, and that is game over. Wokorach sidestepping there. Semwami held onto his leg, but Paul Abuto running on his shoulder, grasping the opportunity to go all the way and score a center post try. I think that should be try number 8 for Kabras Sugar. Halftime score was 26 points to 8. And it has finished now 52 points to 11. So that's the final score here from the RFUEA ground. It's Kabras annihilating Queens 54-11, and they are through to the Enterprise Cup final. Question is, who shall they face on that Saturday of the 25th of May 2019? Henley Duplessis just congratulating his charges for a job well done, professional performance from the side from Kakamega. As we shall take you through the highlights of the second half. Kabras were able to score another 4 tries in the second half. Henley Duplessis having a word there with Victor Dwar, who's refereed this game pretty much well. I don't think Queens can have any complaints about the officiating. And all eyes now for Queens will turn to their semi-final showdown against KCB next week at the Lions Den in Ruaraka.
Some of these problems, it's egos. So he's trying to tell these clubs, we sort out these problems going forward.
Definitely done and dusted here at the RFUEA grounds where Harlequins were hosting Kabras Sugar, but the hosts ended up on the receiving end. Final score 47-11. Let's have a listen to what both coaches have to say after this. Coach, yeah. Right, Coach, you've had a succession of very important games leading to this one. Would you say this has affected the team in any way?
Not really. I mean, this is what you expect, and this is what the knockout is all about. You know, the boys have to be ready for this. I just felt again in certain areas of the pitch we just made the wrong decisions. Didn't take our chances, especially in the first half when we had them camped in their half. But then again, you know, at the end of the day, I'll also just because on TV I have a few choice words for the refereeing because it's just awful. You cannot play any rugby. But kudos to Kabras and all the best for them in their final. It was a tough game for us. It's back to the drawing board and taking on KCB next week.
Now, from this game, what exactly can you say you've pinpointed that you're going to improve on?
Well, basically, first of all, our backs just need to come to the party a bit more. The forwards, they need to offer the forwards a platform, a go-forward platform. They were a bit slow off the mark today, and some of the players started coming on sort of later on in the game when it was a bit too late, especially against a team of Kabras' quality. So again, yeah, it'll just be about getting these backs to switch on earlier in the game so that they can complement the forwards and give them go-forward ball.
Thank you so much, Coach. All the best in the future. Of course, let's listen to what the winning coach has to say. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you.
Would you say you won this game in the first half?
Yeah, before I start, I just want to thank our sponsor, Kabras Sugar, for making this possible. And also to our families at home in Kakamega, some in South Africa for the support. We just want to thank them. But yeah, we started well. That was our ultimate goal, to start well this first half and then just build on the score.
So now you'll be facing KCB in the finals. What exactly are you going to maybe work on from this game?
I think some of the departments is always this work for our departments. Our tech worked well today. At points our defense let us down, but I think it's a lot of stuff that we can work on. So going into the KCB game for now, it's we don't think about that. It's the 25th of May. So the next week we are thinking about Moamba. Coming to Kakamega and build on that, yeah.
Thank you so much, Coach, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, let's have a look at the highlights from this game.
began with Real, and he has continued to impress at the Portuguese club this season during their campaign to retain their Primeira title. Lionel Messi scored twice to put Barcelona in control of the Champions League semi-final against Liverpool, winning 3-0 in the first leg at the Nou Camp. Former Liverpool striker Luis Suarez put the hosts ahead in the 26th minute, flicking a lovely Jordi Alba cross home over Alisson, and the 32-year-old didn't